In this video, I am going to demonstrate how to prevent multiple people from placing an order from the same table in a QR-based restaurant ordering system using Blazor and .NET 10. Now, this is a very common real-world problem. Multiple people scan the same QR code, but only one of them should be allowed to actively place the order at any given time. I already have this app running here, and so we'll be focusing on behavior and the code that enforces it. Now, I have opened two browsers for the same application. So I'm opening the order page for the table T1 in two browser tabs, this one and this one. Now, you can see in the first tab, if you say this is the left tab is the first tab, I am told that I am the active order owner and I am capable of finishing the order. It doesn't matter, how the order is finished. It's just a prototype. So if I click finish order, I'll be receiving a success message. But the main thing is that I cannot order from this table because it says that this table is already ordering, table T1. Okay, so now this correctly tells me that this table is already ordering and I can only view the menu. Okay, if I want, I can view the menu. So if I click on, you can see, if I click the menu on the second table, I can still see the menu, which is the same as here, but I cannot start the order. The table is already ordering. So this is the exact behavior we want. Now let's close these two browsers and see the application and try to understand what's behind that is doing these things. Now, before we move on to jump over to the code and try to understand the working behind the whole application, let me tell you, if you like this video, please do subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends and put your valuable comments. And if you even want the GitHub source code, which I have, please write it in a comment giving your email ID. And then let's switch over to the actual explanation of this. So this is a Blazor application in .NET. Okay, so QR demo. So you can see QR demo app, and this is the client. This is the client side. This is the server side. All right, .NET 10, and this is also .NET 10. All right, so let's open the main thing. This is services folder, table session service class. Now, the key idea here is that the table ownership is controlled entirely on the server. I'm using a thread-safe concurrent dictionary. You can see concurrent dictionary type, where the table ID is the key and the user ID is the value. Okay, both are string, table ID and user ID. So when a user tries to acquire a table, we attempt to add it to the dictionary. Now, if the table already exists, the acquisition fails automatically. Okay, this ensures that only one user can own a table at a time, even if two requests arrive very close together. Now, I have opened table session endpoint class, which is on this endpoints folder. So what it does that the client never manipulates state directly. It simply calls two endpoints, one to acquire a table and one to release it. Accordingly, this is the try acquire. This is calling the try acquire method for this service class, try acquire method, and this is the release method. Services.release, service.release, table ID, passing the table ID and the user ID. The acquire endpoint returns a boolean, not an HTTP error. So it returns a boolean. Okay, and that makes the UI logic extremely simple. The client just reacts to the result. Now the most interesting and the important part, that is the Blazor lifecycle, which is Order.Razor, that is on the client side. Order demo app.client, Blazor, pages folder, Order.Razor. So as per the normal Blazor architecture, this has been created. So after having opened Order.Razor, The most important part of this demo is when we attempt to acquire a table. Now this happens inside on after render async. So within on after render async, this happens only on the first render. That's if not first render, return. Only it happens on first render you can acquire. Now this is critical in Blazor server interactive apps. If you try to do this in on initialized async, it can run during pre-rendering, causing duplicate calls, disposed HTTP client issues, and broken locking. So on after render async guarantees that the interactive circuit is ready, and this logic runs exactly once per browser tab. Now let's click finish order. So when I click this, what happens is that the table lock is released on the server. And at that point, another user can refresh and become a new owner. This mirrors how real QR ordering systems behave in restaurants. Okay, so how it happens once again, let us see on the code finish order. So when I click finish order, so this method is called finish order, and it awaits on, it's an async method, await http.post as JSON async. So it is passing the table ID and it is actually targeting the API endpoint release, API table with table ID, then release, and it passes the user ID, and it has completed the order and has access is false. It no more has the exclusive access. Now, when I click the finish order method, finish order button, so on click it called the finish order method. Now, this method, and it released the lock, and then a fresh order can be happened from any of these browsers. All right. Now you may notice that if you finish an order and immediately retry within the same browser session, ownership can be reacquired. This is expected behavior. So let me show it on the browser. So this order was placed successfully by clicking finish order. Now it has released the lock, and now this table is already ordering. But if I click on menu and if I click on start order, now I have changed the active order ownership to the second browser. Now I can finish this order. Okay. So this is the way it should happen actually. Now, if you wanted stricter rules, for example, blocking re-entry or tracking payments, that would be layered on top of this foundation. So the important takeaway here is that concurrency is enforced on the server, not in the UI. The UI simply reflects server truth. This approach is simple, correct, and scales well. So in a follow-up video, the same foundation can be extended with persistence, payments, or real-time notifications.